At the T-minus 3-minute mark, tape recorders on board the spacecraft were turned on. These recorders record both voice and data. We have ignition on the engine now building up to 7.7 million pounds of thrust. And we have a liftoff. Moving back. The Saturn V lifting off of power.
You're listening to WOMMLP, streaming out of Burlington. This is 105.9 FM, The Radiator. I'm Sophie, and this is Rocket Shop. Here with me now, I have Metamorph duo Margot Day and Curtis Knight. And very importantly, we have a small little furry animal here. Would you like to introduce her?
This is Melody, the Metamorph mascot. And she likes to come everywhere with us, so here we are.
For anyone who can't see us, it's a very tiny dog.
It's
she's
very tiny
she's
dog.
very cute. Awesome, thank you. So I'd love to hear just a little bit more about the beginnings of Metamorph. How did you guys get started? What are you about?
Well, Metamorph actually began and was kind of inspired by the healing that I had. I was very sick for a really long time, about 8 years, like extreme chronic pain, pretty much crippled, could hardly walk, could hardly function, could hardly play music, could hardly do anything. And I had what I consider a psychic, medical, metaphysical miracle. And it was partly the medical world and partly a spiritual thing. And out of that healing, I felt like I needed to do something, and I wanted to make music, and I want to make music to inspire other people that may be suffering, that there is hope, and that one can go on. So for me, it was a miracle, and one of the first songs that Metamorph put on their album, The Four Elements, is The Wave, and The Wave was about this miracle, and it's about unity and community and hope, really, mainly about hope.
Great. So with that, I would love to just get started by hearing your music and introducing with that. So that sounds like a perfect intro to listen to The Wave. And then what album was that off of?
The Four Elements.
The Four Elements?
The first album.
Awesome. So with that, let us listen to The Wave by Metamorph.
Wash away my tears, waiting for a miracle. Wash away my tears, waiting for a miracle. Wash away my tears, waiting for a miracle. Each pretty little wave comes from way out in the sea to leave a kiss upon the shore before they fall and disappear. Each pretty little wave comes from way out in the sea to leave a kiss upon the shore before they fall and disappear. This is the wave that will take us out to sea. This is the wave. This is the wave. This is the wave that will take us out to sea. This is the wave. This is the wave. Each pretty little wave comes from way out in the sea to leave a kiss on you and me before we fall and disappear. This is the wave that will take us out to sea. This is the wave. This is the wave. This is the wave. lonely siren calls. This is the wave that will take us out to sea. This is the wave. This is the wave. This is the wave that will take us out to sea. This is the wave. This is the wave. We belong to the sea, into blue immortality.
Great. So again, that was Metamorph with The Wave off of their past album. How many albums do you have out now?
2 now.
2. So it was their
Yes.
first album, 4 Elements.
Yes.
So you all are a Vermont-based band, am I correct?
Yes. Half the year we're in Vermont, half the year we live in Costa Rica.
Very nice.
So we play around down there, play around up here. And it's really the last 2 years that we've been Metamorph has become a thing, and going forward and pushing and writing new songs and making it happen again.
So
Yes.
how long have you two known each other? When did you meet?
A long time ago. Yes.
We have 2 grown children, if that
Yeah.
tells you anything.
So
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
More
Yep.
than half of both our lives.
Yep. And 20 of those years we've been doing music, on and off, different projects, a full electronic thing we had back in the end of the 90s, and then went off of that into group bands for a couple of different projects.
Sacred, Moss Circle, Ladybug was the name of the projects. And
Yeah.
they were very much Vermont, and some of them, Sacred was created in the pretty much almost the attic in the dead of winter, and it was loops and samples of nature mixed in with music, and that was kind of the beginning of our electronic world that then turned into, this is sort of like the advanced version of that, Metamorph is.
Yes, yeah, full circle back to where we started.
Because we use a lot of loops and samples and beats now as well.
Definitely. And you
Yeah.
mentioned too the nature elements. Is that something that you still draw upon a lot for your Metamorph project?
Not as much as the previous ones, where I was really into the sampling and the synthesizer and getting all my own
Well,
samples.
maybe not the sounds, but the lyrics,
Well,
the
and
thought, the
yes.
vibe, the
Yes.
feeling, the dreaminess of it, the magic of it, the nature magic of it, the mysticism of it, all drawn from nature.
Yes,
That's how I feel.
conceptually, yeah.
We don't agree on
Sound-wise-
everything,
Sound-wise, we really did not use as much, anywhere near as much sound stuff,
Right.
or nature stuff.
But
Yeah.
vibe-wise, we do.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, we're in the jungle or in the forest, so we're definitely a nature-based, not city.
So how does it kind of affect you? You know, you're in Costa Rica half the year, Vermont half the year. Those are such different climates. Do you think that kind of like plays into your music at all?
I do, yeah. We're snowbirds, and for the last 7 or 8 years, and definitely influenced by international exterior and here and there, and blends. And she, as a little girl, traveled the world. I really didn't travel, but loved National Geographic and just this international, all the different ways of doing things, the styles and this and that. So I think from our 2 different things, we've really come to try and incorporate all that's around us.
And sounds from all over the world.
Yeah.
Global light,
utilize.
international,
Yep.
unity, open
Yeah.
to exploration, everything from Aboriginal sounds to like trance and industrial and like a blend. Our
Yeah.
music is a blend. It's a hybrid. It's an alchemy.
Don't really stay in one genre. We really want to
Yeah.
use a little bit of everything that we've experienced or we see to be coming, and just incorporate. It's like sort of anything goes, stylistically, musically, and so just keep throwing it in the pot, mixing
Yeah.
it up.
I read the description. I kind of read a few different descriptions of your genre as you self-described. So I would love to kind of hear you self-describe your genre to folks a little more, because it was really interesting.
I go with like indie rock, electronic acoustic, and then from
Art
that,
rock.
yeah, and from that, then we utilize, I think, as many different styles and genres and sort of decades as possible from from now and the past.
There's even a little bit of folk hidden in there.
Yep.
So everything,
Yep.
really, it's a melange.
Yep. And primitive or tribal with the kirtans and the chanting.
Right,
and
the Hindu, there's
sort
a
of
bit of the
simplistic.
Hindu in there. Yeah.
Yep.
Very nice. So your most recent project was your new album,
Ether.
Ether. Very nice. And that's out now, correct?
Yeah, as of November.
As of November.
Yeah, last
Very
year.
nice.
Yep.
So where can I listen to Ether?
Well, let's see. We're everywhere pretty much. Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Bandcamp, SoundCloud, pretty much all the platforms.
Great. So easy to find. That's always good to know. So with that, I would love to hear you play a song off Ether.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Z Time.
Yeah, go ahead and introduce it.
This is called Z Time. It's one of the earlier songs that was written. It's on the CD.
And this is the unplugged version, which is very, very different for
Yes.
us. But
Yeah, rare
we thought we would
first
experiment and
occasion,
do it
but
unplugged.
we're happy to oblige.
Try everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So here.
Go for it. Full moon, flower bloom, turnkey, graceful G, wind chimes and passionate minds. Graceful as a dancer, hold nations without answers, found in Pangean crime. And now it's the time, can we all just rewind? Dawn fills the fading night. Now it's the time, can we all just rewind? And everything, it's alright. Grains of sand, blades of grass, covered land, rains that last, trees connect, snakes won't forget you. We've all been bitten, the past rewritten, the jungle has taken a toll. And now is the time, can we all just rewind? Birds fill the fading night. Now is the time, can we all just rewind? Everything, it's alright. Now is the time, can we all just rewind? Dawn fills the fading night. And now is the time, can we all just rewind? And everything, it's alright.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. It was great to hear the unplugged version of that.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for
Thank
doing
you.
it. Thanks. It was very nice. So, you've known each other for a very long time, as you mentioned. So I would love to hear some about what it looks like for you to write a song. It's probably an exciting process.
Well, it
No.
kind of goes on and on. Like, it could take like a month of like this weird like gelling of things. Like, I'll be wondering like the words, or I do all the words. No, he does half the words. I don't know. It's a mix. And then we squabble about who did what. But anyways, for me, it feels like it comes out of the ether or the akasha or the collective consciousness or something like that. It just sort of comes, and it can come in little pieces, or it can come suddenly in a glump, and the glump then still has to be arranged with the little pieces, and that's how the process is for my side of it. He has kind of a different process.
It's a battleground.
Yeah.
Usually, I think we're very, I think, day and night, contrary, yin and yang. Hence the names in ourselves and our forms as we are here. So it's always fun, but it's definitely
Intensity. It's very
Yeah.
intense. It's romantic
Yes.
and intense.
Yes,
All
yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah, high tension. So, and you for this last stuff here now is work on drums, find chords, arrange, and then the words come in, and we sit down together and start merging together and finalize.
And then it usually feels glorious. There's like a
Yeah.
point where it meshes, and it's just like
Starts
the
falling
happiest
together.
moment of all. And then the melody just keeps going through my head all night long, and it's joyous. There's a moment where it's joyous. Like, it isn't always joyous. It's definitely not always joyous. There's a certain element of suffering and push and pull and
work.
and ickiness and strength and suffering, all the rest of it.
Yes.
But then there's this joyous point too, where the creative thing gels, and it's like magic.
And she's the master melody maker. I can do words, or I say arrange chords, this and that. I do not get that melody magic in my head at all. I can walk around and sing other stuff, but she's really I think, the glue that brings all of it together and solidifies it. So,
I feel like he's the glue that brings it.
well, there we go. I bring her something. She details out and finites it. Yeah, which I think
And then he
sometimes submitting to
supports
that is
it
the
and
hard
gives
part.
it strength and foundation.
So how long has Ether been in the works? It came out in November.
I would say it was about a year from starting the first songs, getting that ironed out, the songs all along, to actually in the studio recording the vocals and mixing it down and pressing it.
I also want
Yeah.
to share with you that it's not just the songs and the music, that the videos actually come out of this
Yeah.
process as well, and that we have music videos on YouTube that are actually doing really well with lots of views and likes. And for me, that's a huge part of our Metamorph creative process, is the visual and capturing the visual in the video. And there's The Wave, there's Fire Monkey, and there's Daisy Logic that are all on YouTube.
And I also hear that you do a lot of touring, and we have a lot of shows. Is there anywhere in the area that we could come hear you?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's try to make the list make sense. Okay, this Saturday we're in Bradford, Vermont at the Summer Street series
Yeah.
with Jen Grossi and Dawn Sinclair started this Summer Street Vermont thing. That's awesome. And Saturday night we're opening it. And then the next weekend we're in Boston at the Hard Rock Cafe on Friday night. Saturday night at the Wilson Castle in Proctor, Vermont, for a fundraiser for the castle. And then we're doing the Make Music Vermont in Bradford. Then we take a moment to try to solidify some of the songs for the next album, and then we go to New York City for a couple of music festivals.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you're doing the unplugged version for us tonight. What is
Yes.
it? What could I expect to see if I saw you do a full set?
Wow, that's interesting. I like to stand up when I sing. I like
We both
to
stand
dance
up.
when I sing because
Yeah.
that's really fun for me.
High energy.
It's super high energy.
Exotic
super
drums,
intense.
complicated beats,
Yeah, the electronics are really powerful and
synthesizers, but
yeah.
not heavy carried away. And yeah.
And we put on a really lively show. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Great.
It's
And
fun,
then,
and sometimes people dance, and it's just, and we hope that it inspires people to really let go and really live.
Well, with that, talking about live shows, would you like to do another live song for us here in the studio?
Okay, this is brand new.
All right.
It's called I
Sure.
Love You More Than Chocolate.
Sure.
And it's definitely not, we usually do it electronic, as we said. So, yes,
Well,
unplugged.
all our songs always.
So, bear with us. And the song is inspired from the chocolate in Costa Rica, where they have cacao trees growing. And it's all about the chocolate down there, as well as the ocean and all these other things. But the chocolate is like, it's medicine as well as joyous for people. And then also in I Love You More Than Chocolate, I honor the goddess of chocolate, Ixcacao. It's a Mayan goddess.
Oh. I was originally aspired, as silly enough, years ago, and our younger daughter said, "Mommy, I love you more than summer." Which, being a
Vermont,
Vermont
that's a
kid
big
there
deal.
and going through the winter to get to summer, so it's always stood out in my mind as this really funny thing. So as it came to be there in the chocolate song, it was I love you more than chocolate. Yes. So here we
Great.
go.
All right.
Let's hear it.
All right. There's a hole in reality. We can dream for free. A future full of sunsets, an ocean full of wishes, a chalice full of chocolate, and crazy dizzy kisses. Oh, woo, 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 melt with me. Oh, whoa, woo, 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 dream with me. Oh, whoa, woo, 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 melt with me. Drown me in your chocolate, take me out to sea. I love you more than chocolate, you can melt with me. Take me out past the breakers and watch the world go by. A sweet cacao right here and now. I never say goodbye. Oh, woo, 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 melt with me. Oh, woo, 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 dream with me. Oh, woo, 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 melt with me. Drown me in your chocolate, take me out to sea. I love you more than chocolate, you can melt with me. Way out, way out, way out. Nectar of the goddess, Ixcacao, 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 elixir of the goddess, Ixcacao, 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 ambrosia of the goddess, Ixcacao, 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 akasha of the goddess, Ixcacao, 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 oh, whoa, woo, 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 melt with me, oh, oh, woo, 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 dream with me, oh, whoa, woo, 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 melt with me. Drown me in your chocolate, take me out to sea. I love you more than chocolate, you can melt with me. Drown me in your chocolate, take me out to sea. I love you more than chocolate, you can melt with me. Oh, whoa, woo, 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 melt with me. Oh, whoa, woo, 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 melt with me. Oh, whoa, woo, 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 melt with me.
chocolate.
Great, thank you so much. So that was I Love You More Than Chocolate.
Yep, and we're putting it on the new album that we have in the process of making.
Beautiful, thank you so much. So
Thank you.
again, we have their most recent album out now. It's called Ether, which came out in November, which you can listen to virtually anywhere you can think of that you might listen to an album.
It's true.
SoundCloud, Bandcamp.
Spotify, iTunes, Amazon.
And the CDs
Just Google
online.
Metamorph
available
and
for sale online.
Margot
the
and
listeners.
Curtis, or Google Metamorph Day, Metamorph Night, Metamorph Ether. Yeah, easy.
Great, and you all have a website too, I believe.
Yeah,
so-
margotday.com. Margot
And
with
then-
a T, MARGOTDAY.com.
I'd love to hear too. So we were talking about your music videos. I would love to hear just a little bit more on that. Do you produce those yourselves, or do you work with someone else to create them?
No, I produce them usually, and it's all inspired still by what Curtis contributes and whatever the filmmaker brings in. We worked with Jeff Cooper this summer,
Yeah.
and Victoria Zolnowski, and I try to find really talented people to work with, and then they inspire me, and that helps the whole thing come together.
And there was a editor. It was, we didn't make it ourselves.
Well, I don't
but
edit
we
it, we
definitely,
produce it.
Yeah, we had the editor. But the storyboard, the this and that, the footage to locations, most of that she guided, we guided.
And do you film around Vermont at all?
We did, yeah, out in Craftsbury, here in Burlington, inside.
Daisy Logic was filmed in Vermont,
Yep, and over in,
and a tiny bit in Guatemala, just for
True,
the
a tiny bit in
wildness
Guatemala.
of that. Right.
yep, and over in, where's Tori at?
Walden,
Walden.
Vermont,
Yep,
and the Northeast Kingdom of
Yep.
Vermont.
So all over.
Yeah.
Vermont, Guatemala.
yeah.
Yeah, and the wave was Costa Rica, Australia, and California with both our daughters in it as well.
Yep.
And a 102-year-old dancer friend of the family who was amazing. And seriously, I really did say that, 102-year-old dancer woman.
That is amazing. I will definitely be sure to check that out.
Yeah.
Great. So listen to the album.
Please.
We got to definitely listen to the album. Go see them in upcoming shows. Most upcoming. Phrase
Yeah.
not right. The next show, in other words, will be on Saturday.
Saturday in Bradford, Summer Street Music Festival.
Perfect. So go see them there. Thank you guys so much for coming in. It was such a pleasure to have you. I think we're going to close out with Daisy Logic, and we were just talking about that music video. So if you like Daisy Logic, definitely check out the video for the full experience.
Which, by the way, is summarized. I mean, Daisy Logic's a really good example of the push and the pull, and the give and the take, and then he loves me not, kind of
Yes.
how our relationship feeds
Yes.
the music, and the music feeds our relationship.
Yes.
Awesome. Sounds like a perfect way to end the night. Thank you guys so much. It was fun. Can't wait to keep listening to your music.
Thank
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, super.